What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar. We're looking at NIU Technologies today. That's my favorite stock at the moment. There are better stocks out there. There are worse stocks out there. This is just the one that I'm personally invested in. I'm going to turn this light on real quick so that it's not so dark in here. There we go. All right. Okay. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump into it, man. Let's look at it. If you haven't seen my videos on Bitcoin, my most recent videos, you should really check them out. I think they're important. But without any other further ado, let's get into it. We are on the daily time frame on NIU. Being that it's a stock day, it does have a soon-to-be closing day. We have 11 minutes left. And as I'm saying this, NIU just dropped a cent. Normally, at the end of the day, it actually has a bullish finish, which is something that I've come to experience a lot with NIU. It's the most bullish at the end of its day, normally, not always, normally though. So we could see a little pump here in the next 11 minutes. Maybe we don't. At this point, I'm honestly not expecting a pump. It could go up like a cent or two. But I am bullish on NIU. I think my last video I made was on this day, Monday. It went up 9%. When I made the video, it was at like 420. It closed that day at 445 with a high of 461. So that was, and it closed that day with that. So when I made the video, there was still 2 hours left in the day, and it closed bullishly, and it likes to do that. It really does like to do that. We dropped a little bit at the low here. You can see the low's L over here. The low is at 379 for today. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, good, you can hear me. Okay, so if we take this fib here, and we go from the low that sent us up here to this high here, we didn't quite hit the 618, and that's okay. We got less than, I'd say less than a percent, maybe a couple percent. Let's see. Percents of percents. Let's see. I mean, not even 0.5%, man. Like maybe exactly 0.5%. But we weren't that far away from it, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to count this as a 618 bounce. I'm going to call it a bounce because today it might close with just slightly below average volume. According to the histogram, it might close at, like, I'm going to call that about average volume. But this is the highest the histogram has been, and this is a level of volume that is higher compared to really any day that we've seen other than April 19th and April 14th since March. You know, this is like one of the highest volume days in the last couple months. So this is a high volume day with a high wick. There's not a lot of volume coming down. There is a lot of volume coming up. I'm bullish on NIU still, man. I'm really bullish, and I think that this from this most recent low to this most recent top, a 38% pump. I think that we're going to get another one just like that off of this low, but it's going to be higher. And a 38% pump from here would be would put it at 526. And I think normally, not always, but normally, you get a bigger pump on the third leg. This is your 1, this is your 2, this would be your third leg up. And especially off the 618, especially with volume coming in, earnings was good. It was the first good earnings that we had since, I mean, look at all these red earnings, man. It's since February of 2021. So first good earnings we've had in over 2 years. I'm very bullish on NIU. We have 8 minutes left. It's already up 2 cents. This is what I mean. You know, it's only 2 cents, but it is a little bit more bullish now. You can see most of this candle, most of it is a wick. This is a bullish look, definitely a bullish look. Yeah, I wanted to point out the 618 bounce. I wanted to point out the bullish look. I wanted to catch the end of the day close, which I think we're going to on this video. We had a double bottom here, which is also bullish. If we zoom out on NIU. Is it? I guess it's not. Maybe this isn't the chart that I thought. For some reason, I thought we had a head and shoulders pattern, but I must be thinking. Oh, I'm thinking of Nvidia. Nvidia, man. If you know Nvidia's going off the chain. Let's take a detour and just marvel at Nvidia, NVDA, $380. It went from a closing point of 305 all the way up to a high point of 394. This stock, just so you know, is its market cap is about $1 trillion, 936 million or billion dollars, $936 billion. At the high, I'm pretty sure it was just below $1 trillion. That kind of jump on an asset that's several $100 billion, that's insane, man. That volume is a lot. I'll make a video on Nvidia soon, but NIU is what we're talking about today. I wanted to talk about that because that's nuts, man. It's freaking crazy. We are on the RSI here. We came off of this bullish divergence. We had I'm going to move this over here. We had a low and a higher low, a low and a lower low. It sent us up here. We are above the 50 still, which is nice. Good posturing. We've got this wick here, which is nice. Good posturing. Volume is not coming into the downside. It is coming into the upside. Still good volume. This is like a second chance for people to buy. And I'll even have like more verification on that. Taking away all these indicators, just looking at the price, we put a line right here at the bottom, and you can see that this was close enough to this previous area of resistance, right here at this previous area of resistance, right in the middle of this price range. And I really do like to identify price ranges, and the middle of a previous price range tends to be a good area of support or resistance. And yeah, where we found resistance, in fact, was off the bottom of this price range here. And to me, that's to be expected. And to go back on what I was saying about finding resistance or support on the middle, if we went up 38% from here, right, like I was saying earlier, to 525, that basically puts us right in the middle of this previous price range. And I would expect that we could find resistance there. I don't think it'll stop there, but maybe we have another check like we did here, before proceeding higher. I think NIU is going to go to a minimum price of like 760, 780. Probably more likely above $8 or even up to $10. It could go up to $13, but I don't know. When it wants to move, it does move fast. We can take on a weekly scale here. This right now, we have 1 day left in this week, and this is a bearish looking week, but I'm not scared, man. I'm not scared at all. The last time we had a week like this, it was here, and the next week was green, and we even went higher after that. We had a bearish week here, went high after that. This was in the midst of a downturn too, so now we're at a double bottoming, higher low. I have hopes. I really do have high hopes for this. I'm not scared of the way this week looks at all. But let's just see here from top to bottom. We are holding the 0.5, which is nice. We're above the 0.5. We got above the 382. I really do think we're going to get an extension off of this. Let's see. From bottom to top. We're holding the 236. We are below the 328 here, or 382 here. If and when we get above this price level at 483, if we find resistance at it, it might not happen as quickly, but if we cut through it like butter, statistically speaking, the odds for us to go at least to 740, if not up to 925, the odds of us going in between those lines, if not at those lines, it increases dramatically if we can cut this 618 with ease. And I think we will. I think we're going to come up, go around to that 525 area, that, like I was saying, maybe even 536, hit the 786, come back down, find support, we'll check ourselves like we are today in the last couple days, and then it's off to the races. A 618 bounce on this scale would definitely send us up to here. Just like I believe the 618 bounce that we experienced, let's see here, the 618 bounce that we're experiencing right now on this scale is going to send us higher. But we can measure this tiny little extension. Current extensions off of this 618 would be $4.86 up to $5.20, if not higher. Could go up to the 1886, but I like to look at the 1618 to the 1272. Anyways, I wanted to do that. That's right. Okay, so on the weekly, we've got a little bit of time left in today's candle. On the weekly, we went up 140%. If this is another leg up, we could see another move similar to that. We could genuinely see another move similar to that, and that would put us right at about 777, which is that zone that I'm looking for near 780. This is kind of a price range here. That would be a little bit higher than this. Actually, would put us like right in the middle of that price range, and I think that'd be a good area to find a little breaky poo like we did here, and before we turn up higher. At that point, this would look like a W. We would have a nice little down and then up. Oops, that was a horrible. This is probably going to be more like that. But it would be a W formation, which is bullish. It's on an all-time lows with increasing volume. I am bullish on NIU over the long term for sure. Short of a world economic catastrophe, I think that NIU is in good shape right now. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've been right before. I'll be right again. We'll see. We'll just see. Found resistance on the 1, 2, 3 here. That's to be expected. I would say we are below the 50 on this RSI. So if we were above this, I wouldn't be too optimistic that price would be above this for long. So just another example, if you sold above this purple line while this is below the 50, you would have done great. You would have done great. It happens all the time. We have 1 minute and 37 seconds left in this daily close. I'll probably wrap the video up once that happens. Ideally, I wanted the RSI. I did want this day to close neutral or green with the last day, because then we would have had a bounce off this 60 level, which is the bullish control zone. That would have looked really good. But bouncing here isn't bad either, man. It's really not bad. We found resistance and support. You know, we found a little bit of resistance around here last time. Finding support off it now, that's a good look. Similar areas to this over here, just a little bit lower. You know, it's an area where it messes around. It likes to mess around in. Let's see if this is anything. Nothing. I mean, we could over the next few days kind of level out and come and touch this line. We could do something like that, but I'm not really expecting that. It could happen. It could happen, but this is a nice looking bullish close on the day for it being a red day, and I don't know. I'm excited on NIU. I do expect it to go up higher, at least in the short term. I would expect anything around a 40% pump, but also in the short term, I would expect nearly 100% pump from current prices. From its current price, if it was to go to where I'm thinking it's going to go, which is at least around like $8.20 actually. We'll just put it at $8. Let's be pessimistic. That's a 99%. So yeah, like 100% pump from here. I could have done that math. It's at $4. $8 would be 100% pump, of course. But we are in strong areas of price of RSI, relative strength index readings. Strong moves happen at this point in time. At the least, I would expect us to get either tipping off of this overbought zone or at least back into the overbought zone again. If things were to turn down, I'd like to see some bearish divergence, and that would give us a nice opportunity to get out, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really do think that in the long term of things, NIU, and that's the daily close, we just closed the day, NIU has bottomed. It has found its bottom. It had its bear market. It had its, let's see, from February 2021 all the way to October of 2022. It had nearly 2 years of a bear market to all-time lows with decent volume coming in on this pump. I think it's bottomed. Will it go to new all-time highs? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to the top of this range over here, which would be $9.73. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to its first all-time high up at $13. I want to pull up the ribbon. Why not? Let's pull up the ribbon. MAXP ribbon. I like to put it on the log scale. Makes it look nicer. All this does, the log scale, is it takes the percentages and it makes it on a more proportionate ratio to price action, basically, like for a visual conceptualization. Let me explain. So like $40 to $8, that's a 100% pump. $1 to $2, that's a 100% pump. But if you down here, if you go, I mean, even right here, we're at about like $5.50. If we go up to $11, it doesn't look that big, right? From here to here, that's not that big, but it's a 100% pump. Where if you're here at 36 and you go all the way up to 53, that's a lot bigger, but that's not a 100% pump. You know what I mean? This makes it more proportional to the percentages, basically. Logarithmicizes it. I don't know. I don't know the math that goes behind it, but I know what it's doing, basically. I'm sure you could find the math that goes behind it, but it's really not necessary. On the weekly scale here, we're looking at the ribbon in our log scale, and we came up into it, found resistance, came out of it, and we're coming up into the ribbon for a second pass. Generally, on the second or third pass, that's when you see prices go through the ribbon If we went through the ribbon, it would be above 650, 651. As the week closes, you know, this ribbon will get lower. So, I mean, by the time we cross up above this red line might be around $6. I would expect us to get above the ribbon, which would put us above this previous area of resistance. Once we get above this previous area of resistance, we go to the next one, which would be around, I mean, really up here, at a minimum up here, but yeah, I guess at a minimum there, 750. But I think really up here around 950 is a real possibility, if not higher even, up to $11, or higher or lower, whatever, who knows. But weekly ribbon, it does look rather bearish. It is very expanded, but when you get the most expanded, that's when you start to come into it and contract, you know, a little bit, and then potentially flip. Let's look at the daily. See how the daily's doing. Ooh. Ooh. This looks good, man. I know I put this up in my last video, but this looks really good. Wow. Wow. So the ribbon is looking like it wants to cross bullishly. It looks like it wants to cross bullishly. It hasn't yet. It's technically in a bearish posturing still. But we just went all the way down, bounced off the ribbon, literally bounced off it, came back up and closed above it, sizably above it, I would say. And I really like the way this looks, man. I actually really like the way this looks. Whenever it crosses bullishly, that'll mark good things. You know, when it crossed bullishly here, the day of, it was a 19% pump. The following day was a 5% pump. You know, it went a little bit higher than that actually. You probably could have grabbed another 10%. And as the weeks went on, it pumped even higher, from 597 up to 617. And then we petered out a little bit. We had a cross, and when we had a bearish cross, things were bad. Bullish cross good, bearish cross bad. I want to see the last time we had a bullish cross. And you know, this right here, this could happen too. I don't expect this to happen because, you know, we had a nice contraction here. We bounced off the ribbon even. We went up high, but then we came back below it. You know, this was also the beginning of the bear market. It's not really the same market conditions, so it's not a good comparison, but a false hope like this one would be bad. That'd be very bad. I don't expect that. I really don't expect that at all. But let's see. It could happen. It really could happen. It's always the things you least expect. The last bullish cross we had, last actual bullish cross that we had, besides the one I just laid off, I guess the second to last one that we had, started here. It wasn't immediate that we got bullish. We went sideways for a little bit, but we went very quickly from $8.42, $8.25 at the low, all the way up, man, all the way up to $25, $20. You know, we went up very quickly to new all-time highs. So I'm not saying that we're going to go up very quickly to new all-time highs now, but I would expect I am expecting a 100% pump in price to occur over the coming months. And that's all I got to say. This video went on a little longer than I intended it to, as per usual. Everybody take care, have a good day, take care of yourselves, and if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.